Class 5 Computer Chapter 3 Advanced Features of Word Processor Part 1. Topics for today are applying shadow effect, applying header and footer, inserting column and column break, inserting page break, and inserting line break. Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to learn some more advanced features that are available in MS Word 2010. How to apply shadow effect. Shadow effect is the 3D effect that is available, the graphics effect that you can give to the text or the word in your document. How do we give that? For that, you need to do the following steps. Select the text on which you want to apply this shadow effect. First, you need to select that particular text and then click on the shadow button in the fonts group on the home tab. When you click on the home tab, you see number of groups available in the ribbon form. There you have to click on the shadow button and you get this font dialog box also, where you can click on the shadow button here. You can tick that box here. In the effects section you have shadow here. You can click on that. This is shading. In the effects group, you will in the shadow button is available in the fonts group itself. There you will when you click on that button, several options will be shown there of 3D effect. You can select whichever one you want to use for your document. Then we have the next topic, to apply other special effects on the selected text. Click on the font dialog box. Like last time we learned how to use superscript and subscript. Same way you can open the font dialog box and you can select the required font effect section, like strike through, shading. Just now I told you that options of shading, outline, shadow, emboss, all these are the effects of the effects features available in MS Word. These are the ones which I have highlighted here. Yes, these ones. These are the effects. Now we come to the next topic, applying header and footer. How do we apply header and footer? Header and footer is the same thing that we use in our when you write your copy work. What do? You write the chapter name, the date, homework, all on the top line of where the top margin is given for writing the heading. That's your heading on your copy. Same way, when you are creating a document in MS Word, there is a space in which you can which you can use as the space for your heading and for footer also. If you see your copy, there is a margin, different margin for margins at the top and at the bottom, because that's a space for heading and the footer topics. So same way here in MS Word, we are going to learn how to use header and footer. Header and footer is used to place some information on top and at the bottom of every page respectively. Header is at the top and footer is at the bottom. bottom of the page. You can include the title. For example, if you want your title of the document to appear on each page of your document, then you can include your title, chapter's heading, date, page number, author's name, etc. in this section. You can either place it in header also or in footer also. You can choose anywhere. You can put your heading on the header, or if you want to keep it in the footer, anywhere you can put, but you can use all these things in your header and footer. So how do we do it? What are the steps to insert header and footer? The header and footer buttons are found in the header and footer group on the insert tab. When you click on the insert tab, here it is highlighted in white. If you see that, if you click on that tab, you will find the header and footer group. The header and footer group is here, where you see these arrow marks, arrow box, and then click on the header button. So there is header button here and a footer button. You have to click on the header button for inserting header. So click on the header button, select the edit header option. Then you have to select the edit header option in the drop menu. When you click there, there will be a sub menu in which you have to click edit header. An additional tab named design under the header and footer tools will appear on the ribbon. So this kind of options will come. Then you will find the header boxes with dotted lines appear at the bottom, at the top of each page. So each page will have this kind of dotted line. I'll show you here. It is in the book, it is not available. The picture is not available. But when you open, if this is the area of your document, you will find a rectangular box covering the screen of the computer. A small, at the bottom, at top, you will see a dotted line appearing. That line is the area for your header, and when you see it at the bottom of the page, then that area is for the footer. Then click on the header box and then type the text you want to display here. So you can, once you get that dotted line appearing on the screen, then you can type your heading. So here, for example, they are writing KIPS, KIPS Publishing World on the left side. So here's the example given here is they are typing this heading in the header box. Press the tab key twice. The pointer will jump to the right side. When you press the tab key twice, it will jump to the right side. Click on the date and time button on the insert group on the design tab. Here now you can insert date also and the time also if you want. The date and time dialog box appears. Choose the desired date and time. So there are different formats available for typing the date and time, because we have different, the American way of writing, because they write it in the date first and then month and the year, month first and date and then year. That's the American style. And the British style is first we write the date and then the month and then year. So there are different options available, different ways of writing the date. So you can choose a desired date and time format, and once you have chosen it, you click OK. Then you click on the footer button. Now your header is over. Now you come to the footer option. Then insert tab and select the edit footer option. The cursor will appear on the left side of the footer section. So again, at the bottom of the page, the footer will appear. Press the tab key and the cursor will jump to the center of the page. If you press this tab key on the keyboard, it will go to the center of the page. The cursor will jump. to the center of the page. Click on the page number button in the header footer group on the design tab. When you click on that design tab, header footer page number button available in the header footer group design tab, choose the desired. Again, you can, for page number also, you can choose a format for it. Then if you intend to apply specific page number style, the select page number option from the drop down menu. So these are the styles available for giving your page numbers to be that you want to make it appear on the footer section. Click on the close header and footer button to close the. Once you have done your header work and the footer work, you have to click on the close header and footer button. So your header and footer will be applied. So we are done with this topic also. Then we come to the next feature, that is inserting column and column break. Column means when we create a table, we make different columns. And then when we want to break them, when we want to give and add more columns to it, how do we give that break and all we will learn in this section. When you type in in Word document, by default the text is displayed in a single column style. Single column style, there is no column more than like, it is not like a table, it's just in one column, one area, that's it. But if we have two separated areas, then it is, if the page is separated into two parts, then it has two columns. If the page is separated into three parts, then that means it has got three columns. So this is what is called a column. So if you wish to format the document in newspaper style, like in when you read newspaper, you see many columns. The page is divided into small columns for each article. If you want to like that, then the column style will be used. How can we do that? Let's learn that using column button. The easiest way to create multi-column document is to use the column button. This is how the column button will look like in the page layout, page group on the layout tab. So here is how the column dialog box will appear. Select the text, then click on the columns button. Whichever text you want to appear in the column, you have to select that text and then click on the columns button. A drop down displays the choices of columns. So here are the choices of columns, whether you want it to be in one column, two columns, three columns, or like this. There are three options given here. How do you want it to appear in the document? Then the next step is select the number of columns you would like to insert in your document. So I showed you here, there are options available here. If you don't want this, then you can increase the number here. There is an option of arrow mark here where you can increase the number of columns. If you don't want the choices given here, you want to decide your own number of columns, then you have to click here and add number of columns by typing it or by moving the arrow up and down to increase and decrease. Then if you want to customize the columns, then click on the more columns option in the drop menu. Just now I told you how to do it. The columns dialog box appears. Define the desired settings and click OK. So here is where you click OK. And for each column, when you want to give the measurement to each column, that can also be done. If you have divided the text into three columns, then for each column, if you want different measurements, then you can mention that also here in the column 1 width, line spacing, and all is given here. You can choose all these options from here. and set your column. Now we come to inserting column break. So we can give break in the columns also. If you have already added columns to your document, then you might have noticed that some of the columns are not as balanced as you would like them to be. So when you're giving columns, you don't you feel that it is not the way you want it. You want to do some adjustment to it. So how can we do that? Some of the One solution to this problem is to add a column break. So after each column, you want it to break, means start from the next. So it will force the end of the column and move that text to the beginning of a new column. For example, if half the text of that column is on the previous page and on the second page, it is divided, it doesn't look nice. So what we can do, if we want the entire text of that column to appear on the same page, we can give a force. Instead of uh, half and half on the first page and half on the second page, distributed like this, we can give a forced, means whenever there is text like this, you want it to be on the same page, you can give this option of inserting forced column break. So how do we do that? Place a cursor before the text where you want to insert the column break. Click on the breaks button. So this is how the breaks button looks like. On the layout tab, and select the column option from the drop down menu. So selecting option will come here like this, and then you will observe that the text following the column break will begin in the next column. So now if you want this, this is how, these are the options of column break. You can see here, column break, text wrapping. There are many options available. Yes. Now we come to inserting page break. Now what is page break? Page break is when you have done something, when your one topic is over and you want to start a new topic on, though you have space on that page, but you want to start on a new page instead of continuing on the same page. It looks neat if we present our document on each separate pages. So how can we give page break? When we have typed all the document, you have typed it on the same page, and now you don't want on the same page, you want to start that particular topic on a new page. For that we need to give a page break. So how can we give that page break? Click on the text where you want the page break to appear. So for example, if this is my new topic here, like if the heading is written here, inserting page break, from here I want my text of inserting page break to appear on the next page. I will keep my cursor on before inserting page break, and then click on the layout tab, and then click on the breaks button on the page setup group and select the page option. The page will change after the point at which the page break is inserted. So page will change means what? This will be shifted to the next page. So this is one option. This is the method to give insert page break, for giving page break. Now inserting line break. What is line break? Giving a, if you want to break one particular paragraph or the line, you can put the line break anywhere in Word. Place a cursor at the position where you want to add the line break and press the enter key. The rest of the text will move to the next line. Like if this is one paragraph, if you want this from the position to come in the next paragraph, you can, next line, you can give a line break. For this, you need to check the line break in it. Click on the show hidden option on the home tab in the paragraph group. So children, with this we have completed the topics of today. For better understanding, to get familiar with these technical terms, you need to draw and learn the terminologies that are used here in for these topics. Then only it will be very easy for you to practice what you have learned here in the computer lab. So for today's homework, what you're going to do is you're going to draw this header and footers tool, that is figure 3.2, in your rough copy. In your rough copy, you're going to draw this picture of header and footer tools so that you get used to the terminologies used, because that's more important, that you get used to the terminology, the terms that are used here. And once you are used to it, once you're familiar with this header footer tools, it will be very easy for you to work on this topic. That's all for today, children. Read this chapter well, read this PDF file well, and draw the header and footer tools. Thank you. Take care.